If you plan on selling your house in New Braunfels this year, I've got some news. The housing market many of you sellers were waiting for is probably not going to happen this year. In today's video, I'm telling you what you need to do if you absolutely have to sell your house in New Braunfels this year, and what this means if you're trying to buy a house in New Braunfels this year, navigating the rest of 2026 in New Braunfels in today's video. If you are new here to my channel, thank you so much for coming aboard, because every week we're giving you relevant and timely information just like this about what it's like to live in New Braunfels. The Federal Reserve just made it clear that they're not rushing into rate cuts this year, and that one decision changes buyer demand, home values, and who will actually be able to move this year. This news is it's a gut punch to New Braunfels because we've had a higher number of homes on the market the last 3 years. More inventory because of the higher rates, less buyer demand, plus New Braunfels has a ton of land to build on, which builders have been doing the last few years, further saturating the local market with more homes. I'm already seeing this slow market crawl play out with real families in New Braunfels. Now, some sellers will be able to sell in 2026, but most people who bought in the last 2 to 5 years are about to face the same stone cold, harsh reality. At the same time, buyers in New Braunfels are leveraging their position right now, their negotiating power. Homes in New Braunfels are selling anywhere between 89 and 92% of the original asking price. The housing market in New Braunfels hasn't crashed, but at the same time, it hasn't recovered from the dirt cheap mortgage rates during the pandemic. The housing market in New Braunfels has been paused because buyers and sellers are waiting for the same thing, lower mortgage rates. Sellers in New Braunfels were holding off listing, thinking, hey, listen, I'll wait till the rates drop so buyers will come back to the market and pay me what I want for the house. And buyers were holding off purchasing, thinking, hey, I'll wait till the rates drop so I can afford more house. So the entire New Braunfels housing market was running off one assumption or hope that things would get better, and things didn't get better, and it doesn't look like they're going to get better for the rest of 2026. Here's what this means in real life. Buyers are still moving to New Braunfels, just down to the numbers they were a few years ago. So the buyers didn't disappear from New Braunfels. Their purchasing power did. The same monthly payment that bought a $450,000, $500,000 house a few years ago now buys you a house anywhere between $300,000 and $375,000, $85,000. So buyers didn't stop wanting homes in New Braunfels. They just stopped being able to afford yesterday's prices. And that's where the pressure starts showing up in the resale market. I'm working with a family who bought this new construction home in New Braunfels 5 years ago. They want to sell their house and buy another house in another neighborhood, but there are no sold comparables to support what they need to make that move. Met with another family in New Braunfels, bought a house here 2.5 years ago, put $200,000 worth of upgrades in their home, thinking they'd be here forever. But lifestyle changes happened, and they wanted to move. Only, again, sold comparables were not supporting the number they needed to move, and they found out that buyers right now in today's market are not paying for upgrades. So they're facing the same decision many New Braunfels homeowners are facing this year: sell for less or don't sell at all. This family, like the first one, decided to wait until next year to try and sell their home. Now, this doesn't affect everyone equally. New Braunfels homeowners who have been here several years now have enough equity in their homes where they can move, they can sell their homes without losing money on their homes. We have some listings coming up in New Braunfels, and those families will be fine because they've built up equity, they've been in their home several years, but it's the buyers who bought recently now turned into sellers who are just caught in the middle. And that explains this. Inventory is rising in New Braunfels. More homes are available. It's no surprise then why price drops still rule the New Braunfels housing market. Now, one part of the New Braunfels housing market in the best position right now is new construction, especially since 2022. Builders can do something resale sellers struggle with. They can change the financing like overnight. They're buying down mortgage rates, paying for closing costs, offering other incentives, and discounting homes. So the New Braunfels housing market has not so quietly split into two housing markets. Resale homes controlled by mortgage rates, and builder homes controlled by incentives. And the longer the rates stay elevated, the more advantage builders have. That's a big reason new construction has been carrying buyer activity in New Braunfels the last few years. So what should you do if you're a seller watching today's video? I'm going to give you, you guys know I shoot straight, I'm going to give you my brutal, honest answer here. You, as a seller, alone cannot determine the price of your home. The buyer's monthly payment determines the price of your home unless they're paying cash. The absolute best piece of advice I can give you right now is if you've owned your home in New Braunfels several years, you still must use this strategy. Do not deviate from it. I'm telling you, you'll get burned. You still must price your house at or below market value from the very beginning of the listing. Do not price your home, please, based on what your neighbor got for their house in 2021 and 2022 when the market was on fire here. I'm telling you, the first 2 weeks your house is on the market will determine whether it sells or it sits. And overpricing your home, don't think it will. It will not create room for negotiation. Overpricing your house will put you out of the buyer pool entirely, and you'll be chasing the market instead of the market chasing you. The hardest part of all this, many of you who purchased in New Braunfels the last 2 to 5 years are just facing just another harsh reality in 2026. And if you put a lot of money down in your house or you put a lot of money into upgrades, it doesn't mean that you're getting that money back. Some of you will break even this year and others will have to bring a check to the closing table. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you bought at a time when mortgage rates were low and prices were high, and affordability in New Braunfels has dropped since then. Here's how to give yourself the best chance if you absolutely have to sell this year. Price aggressively. Do not test the market. Don't screw around this market. Declutter completely. Remove extra furniture. You want to show square footage, not hide it. Fix small repairs that buyers notice immediately, and make the home easy to show, easy on the eyes. Buyers today have plenty of choices, and the homes that win are the ones that feel move-in ready and are priced right on day one. Now, this doesn't guarantee multiple offers, but it gives you a real shot. This year is not about timing the market. It's about positioning yourself. And for the first time in a long time, buyers have the best negotiating power. And sellers, you can still win in New Braunfels. You can still sell your home and make some money, possibly, if you adapt to today's market and not yesterday's market. So if you're planning to buy a house in New Braunfels this year or selling your house in New Braunfels this year, reach out to me first. Let's have a conversation about what's best for you, whether it's this year or next year. You can email me, you can call me, or you can shoot me a text. As always, thank you so much for coming to and watching our videos every week, and we'll see you on the next one.